Hello everybody, welcome back to Blues Focus TV for yet another full-time match reaction video, and finally I get to come on here and talk about a win, a 2-0 victory against Rotherham at home this afternoon. Got to be honest, thought Rotherham were really poor, a complete contrast to what they were at the start of the season. When we played them at their place, I came on here and was full of praise for them. I said they were a very well-drilled side, they moved the ball around really well, creating chances for themselves. But this afternoon they were very poor. One of the worst teams I've seen down St Andrews in some time, probably this season. They certainly look a completely different team since Paul Warne left for Derby County. They couldn't get out of their defensive half. They were struggling to string together passes. They practically had zero chances this afternoon. And don't get me wrong, I'm not taking anything away from Blues. I thought we were fantastic this afternoon. But Rotherham really did struggle, which is a surprise because prior to today, they were unbeaten in 3, so they have slightly picked things up. But they certainly look a different team to what they were at the start of the season. But talking about Blues, excellent afternoon for us. It's certainly something John Eustace needed because results haven't been good enough of late and neither have performances. But things really picked up this afternoon. First half we started very well, and it didn't take long for us to get our first goal. A really nice long ball from Chong on the right over to Djukovic. Djukovic brought it down brilliantly and played it out wide to Kedra, who was fantastic this afternoon. Rene Kedra had an incredible performance, I thought, but really nicely taken finish in swinging or curling effort on his right foot and just hit the left corner of the Rotherham goal. So a fantastic goal from Blues. Really good way to get things started. Djukovic did very well to bring the ball down, and Chong with a really nice ball over the top. And then we sort of, I'd say we didn't create a huge amount of chances today, but we didn't need to because a few chances we did create, we took. But we certainly had a lot of the ball, a lot of possession, and that's exactly what we did in the first half. We just looked to keep the ball and ensure Rotherham weren't creating too many chances for themselves. One thing I was happy we did is we tend to go a goal up and then we often sit back and invite the pressure and absorb it. But today we did quite the opposite, to be honest. We went a goal up and we were looking for more. We were hungry for more, and that was very evident in the second half, I felt. We kept going and pushing for more goals, which was really good to see. I thought Eustace would go for the negative mindset, maybe bring on another defender, but he didn't do that until about the 75th, 80th minute, which was great to see. But the second goal did come in the first half, again around the 35th minute mark. A poor corner from Chong, to be honest, whipped it in, and it took a couple of bounces before being deflected around a little. Then it did fall to the feet of Kevin Long, who was able to fire in with his left foot, I believe, into the back of the net. So really nicely taken goal by Kevin Long, actually. Happy for him. I thought our last home game, he had a very good first half performance. Had him down as my man of the match at half time in our previous home game. And again today he was very good. He did everything he needed to defensively. Obviously got the goal. I think Kevin Long's really coming into his own, improving as a centre half. Obviously for Burnley he didn't get a whole lot of game time. But maybe now he's getting more regular football. He's growing into his role a little bit more, and hopefully will continue to be a fantastic defender for us, because I think he had a shaky start, and he did have a shaky start, but he's certainly starting to pick things up. But those were the 2 goals we scored this afternoon. Really nicely taken by Kedra, and a good goal from Kevin Long. Standout performance today for Alfie Chang was very good in the middle of the park. I like Chang a lot, particularly thought he stood out in our home game against Blackburn in the Cup, and did very well again today. Looks cool, calm and composed for a lad of his age. Second half we did have a very young midfield of George Hall, Jordan James and Alfie Chang, but I thought all 3 of them coped with the pressure brilliantly. Moves me on nicely to George Hall. Thought George Hall was fantastic today. Took the ball forward really well. Has that burst of pace that we so desperately need more of in this Blues team. So I thought he was brilliant. And of course Rene Kedra scoring the goal. He was fantastic today. Picks the ball up out wide brilliantly. Looks to go forward with it at all times. I thought he was superb. And obviously Djukovic as well. Djukovic has been our one standout player in what has been continuous poor performances from Blues, but Djukovic was fantastic today. Stood out as always, winning everything in the air. We did look to go for more of a 4-3-3 formation, I think, today, particularly in the first half. We did change things up in the last 20-25 minutes or so. But I think the 4-3-3, I didn't think it would work too well for Djukovic, to be honest, being the lone striker. But I think having Chong and Kedra to him, next to him, 2 very pacey players, I think it ended up working very well in the end. So a good performance from Blues. That puts us 10 points clear 10 points clear. Most seasons you have to reach the 50-point mark to ensure safety. I think this year the gap will be a little bit less. I can see 47, 48, 49 points keeping us safe. So I think another 2 wins and we should be okay. Now, I know Blues tend to slip up. At periods, we always seem to end the season pretty well, though, and we always seem to survive. But I think being 10 points clear, and our goal difference is very good. It's -6. Compare that to teams who are 15th and below, Hull being in 15th. All the teams below that have a worse goal difference than us. So that's something very positive. I think a good goal difference when you're in the lower half of the table is essentially another point. So hopefully we can survive this season. I think we've got a really healthy gap now. A point against Wigan last week obviously was fantastic. Watford on Tuesday, they lost 1-0 to QPR today. So hopefully we can get a good result against Chris Wilder's team. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and the game today. I'm sure you did. And I'll see you in the next one. Keep right on.